The situation facing Iraq right now is not a pretty one. There's a tough question looming over the country. Will Iraq comply with the U.S. request to stop the flow of dollars to Iran, or will Rapidian Bank face severe sanctions? There's absolutely no way the U.S. will allow the Iraqi dinar to revalue and float on forex markets unless these issues are resolved. This situation is tense, but in the long run, it could work out, though it may take longer than many expect. Things could change quickly, and we're not talking about years or even months. Have you seen the news lately? It's been quite the hot topic here in Iraq for the last 4 days. A technical advisor to Prime Minister Sadani has been featured prominently on television, talking about an issue that has people talking: citizens hoarding cash. The advisor suggested that Iraq could significantly improve if people stopped hoarding cash and brought their dinars into the banks. But hold on, many of us thought we had the right to do what we want with our money. Why should we trust the government with our dinars? Today, we're diving deep into this issue. Let's start by breaking down what the advisor said. He claimed that if citizens just brought their dinars out of hiding, the country could improve. But what does that mean for us as citizens? Is it really as simple as turning in our cash to make things better? The advisor also pointed out that the government could offer a new exchange rate, but what would that involve? And why are they so eager for us to bring in those 30 notes? To understand this, we need to look at the history of the Iraqi dinar. The 30 notes refer to dinar bills that feature 3 zeros. These have been part of our currency for a long time. The advisor suggests that replacing them with new notes could help stabilize the economy. But how does this actually work? Bringing cash into the banks can help increase liquidity in the economy. This means banks would have more money to lend to businesses and individuals. When businesses have access to loans, they can grow, hire more people, and create jobs. Sounds great, right? But here's the problem: trust. Why would citizens put their hard-earned money into a system they feel might not work out? For many, keeping money at home is a safety net against economic uncertainty. What if inflation strikes and our currency loses value? That would hurt us. So, what's the alternative to hoarding money? The government could take steps to stabilize the dinar. But do you think they're doing enough right now? Let's take a moment to hear your thoughts. Do you hoard cash or trust the banks? Drop a comment below. Now, let's talk about the consequences of hoarding cash. When people keep their money hidden, it causes a ripple effect. Less money in circulation means lower spending. When spending decreases, businesses struggle. And when businesses struggle, fewer jobs are created. It's a troubling cycle, right? On the other hand, if citizens trust the banks and the government, things could change. So, what can the government do to rebuild that trust? One idea is to offer better interest rates on savings accounts. They could also ensure transparency in how funds are managed. People want to see tangible results from their trust. They want to know that their money is being used for projects that improve their lives. What kind of projects could make a real impact? Well, infrastructure projects like building better roads, schools, and hospitals can bring immediate benefits. Investing in energy resources can create jobs and reduce dependency on imports. And what about supporting local businesses? If the government provided grants or support for small businesses, citizens would see immediate benefits. Imagine walking through neighborhoods and seeing thriving shops owned by locals. It's not just about keeping our money safe, it's about making it count. Involving citizens in the decision-making process can also improve trust. What if local leaders consulted with us before implementing financial policies? Wouldn't that make you feel more secure about your money? Trust takes time to build, so the government needs to show consistent results over time. The bottom line is this: while it would be great for citizens to bring in their money, it all comes down to trust. Are we ready to take that leap? Now, let's shift gears and talk about the parallel market. Simply put, the parallel market is where currencies are traded outside official channels, often at higher prices. This can cause confusion and concern. But for the first time in a while, we're seeing stability in the parallel market. What does this mean for the people and businesses relying on it? Let's also talk about the relationship between the dinar and the dollar. Recent reports show the dinar has gained strength against the dollar, which is a big deal. This suggests an improvement in buying power for those using the dinar, raising questions about Iraq's economic outlook. The Central Bank of Iraq is optimistic, and they believe recent measures are working. For instance, they've implemented policies to regulate currency markets, and Parliament is on board too. They know that a stable currency leads to a healthier economy. So, what's going on in your daily life? Have you noticed any changes when shopping or exchanging money? For many people, currency fluctuations can cause prices to change. Stability could bring relief to those who have been watching prices soar. Now, let's look at the sentiment among citizens. There's a cautious optimism in the air. People are hopeful that stability could lead to better economic conditions. Some financial analysts believe that if this trend continues, we could see more investment opportunities. Businesses could feel more secure about planning for the future, and with stability comes a ripple effect, more jobs, more spending, and a healthier economy. Of course, there are always risks. What if this is just a temporary phase? We've seen fluctuations before, and many are eager but cautious, knowing that economic conditions can change quickly. So, what's the takeaway? Stabilizing the dollar in the parallel market could be a turning point for both citizens and businesses in Iraq. It could bring relief and optimism, but it all depends on what happens next. Before we wrap up, I want to hear your thoughts. Do you think bringing dinars into the banks will help the economy, or do you see this as a clever push by the government? Make sure to like this video if you found it insightful, and don't forget to subscribe for more discussions on important topics like this. Until next time, keep questioning, keep discussing, and let's figure this out together. Iraq and the Czech Republic issued a joint statement on Thursday after a meeting between Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani and his counterpart, Peter Fiala, as part of the former's official visit to the Czech Republic earlier today. Relations and cooperation. At the beginning of the statement received by Shafaq news agency, the two presidents praised the long history of friendship and fruitful and multifaceted cooperation between the two countries. Prime Minister Fiala expressed his appreciation for the recent achievements made by the Iraqi government on its path towards establishing lasting peace, stability and economic prosperity, including Iraq's pioneering and leading role in the war against terrorism. For his part, the Sudanese Prime Minister praised the Czech Republic's important contribution to international efforts within the international coalition to eliminate the terrorist entity ISIS, as well as its support for reconstruction and humanitarian